Just some follow-up thoughts on this type of filter in the tank. We have a NEM on the move. This was the NEM that was inside the little cave there. And last night it moved. It was at the base of that rock this morning. Now it's crawling its way up. Looks like it might fall off, I don't know. If it falls off, I'm in big trouble because it's right in the line of fire. We all thought I was finished. Hey, I thought I was finished. But I happened to be cruising the aisles at my local depot, and this just jumped out into my cart. It is a very nice pleated water filter. Look at that. Pretty sweet. And the pleats are a lot deeper than this one. I would say by twice. By twofold. I might just unfold it and see how long it is. That would be kind of interesting to me. I did happen to run this for another 12 hours and then let it dry and tried to flush it out, and it's not flushing out as easily. So I think maybe this is only good for 1.5 uses. Just some follow-up thoughts on this type of filter in the tank. I don't really feel that it's feasible in the long run. It's kind of a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of maintenance, but more than that, I feel like it's a waste. I'm going through enough of these and I've tossed enough of these out that I just don't feel comfortable with this much waste in the hobby. And there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. The skimmer, I think, is a really nice way. I don't know if you can polish the water as nicely with a skimmer, but I think I might attack that angle a little bit more seriously. And I am going to use this, but I'm kind of liking the idea of using it on the weekends. So those are my final thoughts. Now these pleated filters are 2 for $8, and that's pretty good. It's not as cheap as the other one, but this one didn't last as long. Now, I don't know if they're lasting longer because the filter's better, or the pleated has more area, or is it because my tank is getting cleaner? So what I've done, anticipating that, is I saved one. I'm gonna run this. I'm not gonna post a future video on this, but I'm pretty sure this one's only gonna last another 4 days. And even if it doesn't, even if it lasts just as long as this, they're pretty close to the same price. I can get 4 for $18, whereas I got 4 for $13. It's not too big of a deal. The big deal is it's kind of a waste to be throwing this big giant thing into the garbage. Now, one of the things that happened on this particular one is you can see the holes are a different size. So, whereas the big ball fit in this one, it is not going to fit in this one because it's just too big and it just falls out. So I have another ball, but that little ball is too small. And so what I ended up finding is I just happen to have in my toolbox this little insert that goes into a 3/4 inch pipe, and it happens to fit really snugly on there. And the red ball fits on there. So I kind of used that. You know, you just kind of have to use whatever you have lying around, and rather than going out and buying stuff. There's a YouTube channel called Reef Keeping, and he laid down the gauntlet. I'm telling you, his reef mat is getting mileage of about 5 to 6 months, and that's on a $35 reef mat. It's a $35 roll. If I'm gonna try and get $35 worth of these to last 6 months, I'm not sure if I can make it. Got one in the tank. It's been in there for 2 weeks. I've already felt the water on it, and it kind of feels like it's about 1/3 the rate that it was when I first put it in. You know, you go by feel, you go by memory, and that whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop it out. If I was getting 2 weeks, and that's running at 24/7, if I was getting 2 weeks out of each one of these rolls, $8 a month is kind of what that is, more or less. So for 36 bucks, I think I get about 8 or 9 of these. That's really not the end game for me. If I have 9 of these that I have to fill up the land with, I'm not really liking my odds on that. Although, you know, they look bigger than what they are if you took it apart and squashed it all down. I don't know. I don't know. Help me out, guys. What do you think? I know this one is solid and cannot be broken down to a much smaller size than that. But this one, if I roll it out and fold it up, it kind of does, it is kind of similar to the Reef mat. But I don't know. Anyway, he laid down the gauntlet, and I think I could get that kind of time out of this, but probably not. But I think I can use this just on the weekends, and hopefully that's going to be enough to polish my water. And if I can get away with that, I'll be pretty happy. Will I remember to plop it in there on the weekends? That's kind of the better question. Maybe when I do water changes. So let's go ahead and pull it out and see what it looks like. So let's see. Look at that. That's pretty good. I would say it's done for sure. It doesn't look as dirty as this one, but it is definitely clogged. So Guanc Reef Keeping YouTube channel, the video that he put out, really is giving me food for thought on this. I didn't think that anybody was able to get those roller mats to last that long, and maybe it might be worth thinking about it for my tank. Whether or not I did a hang-on back, that's a possibility. I could do a hang-on back and add it inside there. Or if I did a little overflow, I don't think I'd ever want to try and drill this tank unless I had another tank on standby. I just don't trust myself, and I don't trust the age of this tank to be drilled, especially while there are inhabitants in it. So long story short, probably not going to happen, but you never know. It definitely gave me food for thought if I was to get a tank that had a sump. And that might happen someday. You never know. Spicy Reef here, signing off.
Now what are you doing?
I think I got it.
How do you know if it's up or down?
I was wondering why that ball kept getting bigger, and then it hit me.